Welcome to DIY Car Mods with me, Elliot. In this episode, we have some trouble in paradise. Just when you thought we handled and saved the day with the saline, it turns out we did not. There is more going on there during this week. We also get some great progress on the Maserati as far as some of the headliner work, a little bit of the doors, but most importantly, we pull the system. The guys come, we rip that whole ass thing out. I think you guys saw how impressive that was. Everything is changing. We also have like the most classic, iconic Camaro muscle car coming in just for window tint. But man, this thing is eye candy. It's like one of those super muscles where the engine sticks out of the hood. We get a little bit of time in that C10 that you guys have probably seen lingering in the background. Mike is working on the stencils. We start with the car stereo install and what's going on with that. Ryan makes some fantastic progress with the Chevy Impala. We go over a little bit of that with Bill, the owner. It's a cool cat. Finally, we also have a standard amp install, nothing over the top, but there is an amp install in a GMC Sierra that you guys get to check out with us. And finally, the Toyota Land Cruiser from a few episodes back where we did that huge system in, it's back. Something happened. We have to address it. So that is everything that is in this episode of DIY Car Mods with Elliot. Join us. Let's start with day one. Let the shit show begin. Well, we are back at it again today. We are laying down repairs or whatever we're gonna call that on the saline for the stripes. So we're gonna go ahead and finish the stripes on the spoiler. While that is going on in there, out here we're gonna go ahead and continue with the headliner glue work. I do have a little bit of computer work I have to do. I have to message a couple of people back on Facebook, confirm a couple of appointments for today and tomorrow, and the usual. And then once Mike gets here, he'll go get the Dunkin' Donuts so we can start the day, huh? So I wanted to explain to you guys briefly, while I had a moment, more or less what we're doing here. This is the Wellwood contact cement with the adhesion of the glue. What we do is we want to put it on the liner. When you're redoing a headliner, normally you would peel this stuff up, but in this case, then it's overall it's pretty heavy and it is not completely flat. Now it does have the white backing here. So the Wellwood, the contact cement's gonna do really, really well here. So that is what we are doing with the headliner here. Plus we've got some other more pressing things going on. This is for the Maserati, by the way. Also on the Maserati, beyond the headliner, beyond the door panels, beyond the granite, we're bagging it like this. We're putting it on the ground, making a show beast out of it. We're gonna air that bad boy out. That is the next task to be done on the Maserati. Then after that, we have another big whammy for the Maserati. But first and second, headliner, door panels, then we'll get to the air ride, and then the secret sauce, the big one. It's gonna take me a little while to do this one, but it's gonna be pretty exciting, hopefully for me and for you guys as well. Hey guys, I know you guys are having a great time in the video, and I'm happy that you guys are enjoying yourself. But while I had your attention, I just wanted to drop a line real quick and let you know that there is an app called My Guru, one word, okay? And in My Guru, you will find myself as a YouTuber and other YouTubers and real influencers registered there, where you can chat with them one-on-one, have mini video calls, video chats or text messaging or phone calls, as well as the influencers and YouTubers and content creators hold live broadcasts that you can join. So it's really quite simple. You join as a user, you grab yourself a bag of Q coin, and with that Q coin, you can buy your way into kind of that one-on-one experience, get a little bit more intimate with your favorite content creators, rather than just posting something when there's a bazillion comments there, you're getting lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? So in any case, I am registered on my Guru. If you guys need me for anything, I will be there. Otherwise, enjoy the video. I appreciate your time. I am a fan of you guys as well. Thank you. We have a lot going on today, as we do every day. Specifically, I have an old 70s Camaro coming in for front two windows and a brow. From what I understand, this car is pretty dope, so hopefully it's some eye candy for you guys, but for the most part, that is what we've got going on there. The rest of my work is all computer work, so none of that's gonna be fun, but that's the day. We're at work. That's it. That's it. What are you looking at? Well, for today, we have the Land Cruiser that we did a system in, I don't know, a few weeks ago. The client is saying there's a slight hum, and he hears a sound at idle or when he's driving. So we're going to go pick it up from his house, drive it around a little bit, bring it back to the shop, and see if we can fix whatever it is that's going on, if there's anything actually going on. We're also doing, Ryan is working on the vintage air system today on the Impala, and I'm going to take you guys to take a look at these goddamn stripes that have been the bane of my existence for the last month or so now. So, stripes are down, but what we've got going on is a little bit of a chemical reaction here up underneath. You see the chemical reaction that's happening right here, where the black is like lifting. However, the clear coat in between is perfectly fine. This was shot with the black straight up, then peeled, and then clear coated end to end in one move. So what that tells us is that if the chemical issue, the reaction, was from the clear coat, we would have bubbling here in the center as well, and we do not. So we're having a problem with this black. I'm not sure why. I don't understand what's going on, because interesting enough is that even if there was an oil or something in the gun, that would have been flushed out. We've already shot the stripes on the car, shot them twice, shot the clear coat. So we shot black and clear, then black and clear, then came back. It was the third go round before we even got to the bumper. So this should not have been a thing. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but man, we might just sand these motherfucking stripes off and do it in vinyl. I don't have the patience or the time or the shop space, but I needed to show you guys kind of the bullshit along with everything else that we have to deal with, because this is what happens in the shop. Just sometimes these things happen. Normally we're in and out. Normally these things aren't a problem. Stripes shouldn't have been a thing. Now I can tell you that the car was ceramic coated before. It is my understanding from my guy Ryan that we did buy the alcohol, that we did get the ceramic coating off. Hopefully that's what he did. I don't actually know because I didn't watch. So I don't know, but we're gonna have to figure that out. So we'll be dealing with that a little bit today as well. Welcome to the shop. I wanted to touch a little bit on the C10 that we have back there. Mike is working on creating our stencils. Now the C10 is old classic pickup truck, super classic truck. In this case, the client is bare bones from the frame up, rebuilding this thing. He's got the C-notch in the rear already, the air ride system. He's got a closet or an attic or a basement full of components and parts. So that's what Mike is working on now, is getting me a rough stencil for the sub box. That way we can make sure we have full range of the seat. So the seat goes all the way back. Our client's big guy, not like a big guy, but like, you know, like a big guy. He's tall, he's big, he's got muscles and shit. And so he needs space, and this is a pretty small truck. So we need the system to be solid, but we can't give up, you know, leg room for it. So that's what he's working on now. Let's go check that out. All right, so sub box. This is backwards. So that is your stencil if we go to the pivot point of the seat.
To this little metal
The seat slid all the way back right now?
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then we got Ryan on the Impala. He's got the air ducts for the vintage air system is color matched to the interior, and the ductwork, the main front ductwork is in. He's got the whole blower and the big assembly in there. It's got our air lines, our fluids and all there. Popping in the inner fender liner now. So there's a handful of bits still left, a little bit of routing with the lines there. We gotta finish getting this belt back on the power steering there. A little bit of electrical, but it looks like the heavy lifting may be situated there. And that is where we are as of right now. So I do have a handful of clients that I need to call to give some updates, send some pictures, but that is where we are. So let me jump on my computer, do what I do, and then we'll go check on the guys here again in a minute. Alrighty, so 13 Zoom calls later and a couple of clients and phone calls and all that done. Now we can go check on the guys. Let's see how things are going. What up, bitches? What do you got? What's your name?
We were dying.
Okay, that's cool. Did it fall into the saline?
Like twice.
Nice. Wow, we got the Impala battery back with our new battery post. You're doing electrical. Well, I'm gonna leave you to this. All right. Just keep in mind everything worked before. Yeah. All right. Okay, well, it looks like Ryan is busting his ass trying to get this Impala done, which is good. It's nice to finally see that happening. Mike is stowing the Maserati parts for now. I guess so we can finish this headliner and the door panels. The saline didn't get touched yet today. I'm going to try to get some of that denibbed before we leave. We got a few minutes, so we might get that denibbed before we leave and see what we got going on. And then we'll go from there. Well, everybody, we are back. Yesterday I had to skip. It was such an overwhelming day between Zoom meetings and phone calls, and we had an electrician here working on the building. He was wiring in our big air compressor and tying in our lift. It was just too much. It was way too much for me to be on task and bring you guys into the bay with me. But we're back. We're back today. We have lots to do, and I am bringing you guys in. I'm pulling you back in. You're with the team, man. You're part of the show. You are part of the show. You're part of the show. Quick rundown. Today we are going to try to button up the Impala with the vintage air system. We are going to slip the singled-in radio, this guy, into the Thunderbird that we had to cut open. We're working on that a little bit. We have an amp install, soup to nuts, on a factory radio on a 23 or a 25 GMC Sierra. I'll know in about 30 minutes, that one. And what do we got? We have the service call on the Land Cruiser. We have the radio for the T-Bird. We have the vintage air on the Impala. We have Jesus. We're working on the Mozzie today. What? Working on the Mozzie. So I need to get in there. We're gonna get some door panel work there done on that, and then the owner and Jim are gonna be here this evening. We're taking the sub box out. That whole big hoopla that's shoehorned in there with the granite and the marble and all that, it's all coming out. It's all coming out because I have to put air ride in. And in order for me to put air ride in there, I have to be able to get to the rear struts. And in order for me to get to the rear struts, we have to pull the system out, which means upgrade time. So we're gonna be doing that. No upgrades today, we're just taking it out. They're taking it out. And that is what is actually scheduled for today. That doesn't include the walk-in stuff and whatever happens in between. I hope you guys enjoy the day. Let's do it. I can go through the driver's door. What are we looking at in the kick panel? Oh, was that not there before? Yeah, we should have some black ABS we could cut in and fill that in. So it doesn't do anything, it just sits there.
Yeah, it's just black.
Okay, so we have an amp install we're doing on a 2023 GMC Sierra. Technically it's a 24 because it was done in June 23. Anyways, 2023 GMC Sierra. Dual subwoofers in a truck box, right? Similar to this. Okay, we're looking at 212s with an amplifier on a factory radio. Ryan ran off somewhere. He is doing the power, the ground, remote, and the mechanical portion for the amplifier. Mike, who's over there yelling at me, is doing the line output converter. So he's getting our signal, because that's kind of its own process. Between the two of them, we will have a fully functional amp, which of course is already dry fitted underneath the driver's seat. And once that is in, all we have left is to run the power wire out to the sub box, and it's all good. Alrighty, so Dee and Jim are on their way here. They're gonna start taking apart the system in the back of the Maserati. I'm gonna be like, yo, your box is stuck in the back of your Maserati. The guys have been chipping away at the Maserati now for a little while, and we got the system out. The client ended up deciding that we can't use the box. So unfortunately, you'll see when you get into these truck boxes, you'll find that a lot of times they're very specific. Like this one here, for example, from Q Power, very clearly says 2019 to current, both crew and double cab. Unfortunately, the box, while it did fit under the seat and the brackets, it went around the brackets and all of that stuff, it did stick out past the seat, not usable. It stuck out way past the seat, too much. So we're still gonna use the same DS18 subs that we were gonna use before. We're just gonna put it in, hopefully, a better fitted box. That's what happened there. Here's the Maserati, an hour or two later. So that's it for the Maserati for right now. She is completely gutted out. That whole system that was in there is now in bits and pieces, removed from the trunketh. That, just so you guys know, got all pulled out, stripped out for priority one, which is our air ride, so that this bad boy has that whole That was amazing. You guys both, I know you guys know that what I just did was amazing. Anyways, this gets moved out back now. I have to button up on my service call here on the Land Cruiser here and get that back to the client. And Ryan is going to move on a little further, so we're going to go get an update on the Impala. And then also we have a little bit of organizing to do for the C10, because that one is going to get a little bit attention today as well as Monday. But first, Dunkin' Donuts, not our sponsors, but starts my day. You know what I mean? Starts all of our day. The green Thunderbird that was just worked on, got the carbs all dialed in, brand new battery, alternator sorted out with my main man Griff, but we're gonna go visit him in a second. Was having trouble starting yesterday. I needed to bring it back in because we're doing the stereo. It's not on my desk anymore. I'm not sure where it went. But what I do know is that we're supposed to be putting this radio in a Thunderbird, and Mike could not get the car started yesterday. So we have Griff here to get that sorted out. And then we're gonna go ahead and check in on Ryan with the Impala, because we should be very close to finishing that up. So let's go annoy these guys for just a moment. What are you thinking, Mr. Griff?
I checked the gasket and stuff and the inside for the pull off.
Yeah.
Now I gotta start it up and see if it's getting vacuum.
All right, I'll come back and check on you here in a minute. Okay. So what do we got here? I saw you got the belt on yesterday.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to take the fan back out for that.
No.
So what are you?
I'm taking the bracket off over here for the power three.
Okay. All right, cool. And then I'm still waiting on these parts here. I did find, Ryan, that the line out converter that's right here, it did have adjustments, and it was cranked all the way up.
Okay, cool.
So that's good, because that means now I turned it all the way down. I think maybe what we'll do is turn it like a third the way up, and then readjust the amp accordingly. So this one, I guess, is our priority for the day. Like I said, once this one's delivered, I'm done. We're done. Who went in there? What's that? Oh, Griff, my guy. How you doing, man? So the Impala's going well. It looks like all the core stuff for the vintage air system is in. The air vents are in. The ducting is in. The main AC condenser, the belts, the new pulleys we had to put on there are in. The heater lines are extended. All of that is going great. We just met with Bill. He's thrilled to death. We should be taking the car over to my guys over at Delmarva Auto Repair with JD and his team over there. So they're going to be able to finish up by charging the system, combing over everything, kind of fresh set of eyes on our install. That way we can get this off to Bill and get him back to these car shows. Number 2 is the T-Bird. So what Griff was explaining to me is that the car was struggling to start because I guess when it's cold on a carbureted motor, the valve is supposed to open just a hair and it creates a vacuum, I guess. And he thinks that it's not doing what it should be doing. So he is working on that. So we'll check in with him in a little bit. Now, we did get our delivery for the parts for the fix for the Toyota Land Cruiser. What was going on there was when the vehicle turns on and the amps turn on, there's a slight hum. Right? It's not okay. It's very subtle. So what we've done is we ordered what is called a ground loop isolator. Because a lot of times that hum that we're hearing is when there's voltage that is being amplified through the system, and then we can hear it in the speaker. All right, so after a bazillion years of struggle monkey, it turns out that even with the ground loop isolators in underneath the seat, I still have a hum. Anyway, it is unfortunately a no-go. Well, it looks like that's it for the Toyota for today. As far as attacking the problem with this hum in with the 4-channel and that side of things, I cannot get my hands on a DSP harness, a breakout harness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the amp just in case that's where the hum is coming from. We're going to upgrade the RCAs that are going to that amp with directional RCAs that have their own built-in shielding. Then the last part is the line output converter that we're using for the 4-channel. It is also very possible in the same conversation that by using a more economical, kind of midline line output converter, that could also be introducing or not filtering out this voltage hum that we're having. So we're going to upgrade all 3 of those and try to scratch this thing right off the head, and hopefully that puts it all to bed. As far as the T-Bird for today, Griff has not made his way back, so I don't know if he's planning on coming in and working tonight to handle that, but I have no update for you. The last I saw Griff was the last time you guys saw Griff. Ryan helped knock out a little bit more of that Impala. It's like 90% done. And we met with the client. We are going to replace the radio in there. We had an aftermarket radio in his glove box, and now there's no room for it. So we're gonna have to replace his radio with something like this, which is a Bluetooth amplifier. That means that his phone is gonna Bluetooth straight to the amp, and there's a little controller that's the only part you're gonna see on his dash, just that little controller. So he'll play and navigate his music from his phone directly, but he'll volume up and down, track forward and back through that controller. So I'll find a link and we'll add, you know the description, you know the drill. But that's what we're gonna end up doing. We have parts to order. I'm going home for the weekend. I appreciate you guys joining me and these guys for the week. Hopefully we kept you guys entertained. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Peace out.